Oh, hey, hi, how are you? Okay, rude. I'm sorry, Jeffree, please don't sue me. Anyway, guys, let's recap that newest Shane Dawson video. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe because I put in videos every single week and it helps me a whole bunch. Now, let's get to the action. Today's actually a pretty short one. I'll tell Boo Boo too. She's a very big fashion and makeup connoisseur. So the Shane video this week is focusing on a $20 million deal that he makes with Morphe. Allegedly, the numbers are still crunching, but that's the little zest we get. And he also is working on his logo. He doesn't know what he wants his vibe to be, so we start off with that whole process. He's not feeling any of the original design, so that's still a work in progress. And then Rylan and him go to their old house, which they haven't been back to since they sold it. Well, they're in the process of selling it, but they don't live there anymore. And it's the first time they've been back, and so it's a whole bunch of like old clips of old videos that were filmed there, and they're really sentimental about it, and like, oh my gosh, this was our house. Back to makeup after about like 8 minutes, and they're talking about how many units they should buy. This is a big question because they have to know how many products they need, all the recipe stuff, and that jazz. And it becomes a little scandalous because they want to know if Morphe wants the exclusive. Do they want to have the Shane Dawson palettes before anyone else? So that's the whole thing they're trying to figure out. Then Jeffree gets really excited about someone named like Rich Lux who dropped a video, and they watched a little bit of it. It was really random and like not a good video and not a good song. Fight me, but that happened. This is around the time that Blue Blood was launching too, so Jeffree's kind of like freaking out, and we see some behind the scenes of packaging. You get to see him on the assembly line like getting put together and all that fun stuff. And we also get a confirmation of all the products that are going to be in Shane's new launch. So they're talking to Morphe, and they mention how they have the big palette, the smaller palette, some liquid lipsticks, and a gloss, which was a new fancy revelation that he was talking to Morgan, and she's like, yeah, I use gloss all the time. So they're taking out a clear gloss as well, and it's gonna be called Shane Gloss, in which, honestly, pure comic genius. I might just buy it for the punny goodness. And it's also revealed that he's gonna have, you know, the mirror and some bags and backpacks, which are already out. Like, they sold out in 2 hours, a bunch of his products that he already released. So things are looking pretty good for the Shane Dawson company right about now. And when they're talking about the rough release date of all these products, they come on November 1st. Now, that's not confirmed for sure, but in the video, that's what they say it is. And then they're talking about shade revisions. So we've previously seen them look at different shades for the palette, and this was the fine tuning of them, making sure you know what goes in which palette and all that jazz. So that's what they worked on for a little bit. And we also see him talking about the fact that he's like really nervous for this release, and it's pretty precious because he's like super excited about it. And lastly, they tried on the liquid lipsticks, which actually looked super amazing. Like, I'm usually a classic dark red lip girl, but this had some beautiful like pink shades and gold shades, and they did have a red. So honestly, might be buying a makeup product for like the first time. That's not something I just stopped by for $5 at Walgreens. I know, shocking. But yeah, the lipsticks look really freaking good. And I lied, that's not the last thing. The very last thing that they talk about is that the Morphe deal could be like $35 million with their product, and the stuff they have in the warehouse is what they could be selling, and Shane could be walking home with $10 million. That's right. Yeah, so that was basically the whole episode. Being honest, is my least favorite of the 4 episodes that have been released. It makes sense though, because, you know, it's more of like the money and the fine-tuning details, but it was still interesting to see, you know, Shane getting excited about the process and all that jazz, minus like the trip back to the old house and the random music video. Anyway, if you like that video, be sure to subscribe because there's a bunch more of the series, and you're gonna want to come chat with it about me. What? Chat with me about it. Anyway, I put out new videos every single week, and it helps me a whole bunch. Subscribe.